Hey guys, and welcome to another video, and welcome to episode 9 now of my F1 2017 Sauber career mode. So today we're going to race in Austria. I don't know how this is going to go for me. Like I said last episode, I'm going to increase the difficulty all the way to 92. So let's hope we'll have a good race. You know, increasing difficulty should have better AI, and yeah, and we have some upgrades for this race as well.
How are you today? The improved package has arrived. We're having it fitted in time for FP1. Have a look at the factory report.
We have a new weight reduction part fitted of the chassis, which we are one of the worst in it. To be honest, in the engine we are improving a lot lately. We're very close to the other runners. As you can see, our powertrain is actually the best one. We might actually be able to actually pass the McLaren Honda if we're that good in the overall, obviously, because in the engine we're obviously going to be better, but in the chassis and the aerodynamics it's going to be a bit difficult even to pass the other team. So this is the track standardization. As you can see, not much points of detections compared to others, and it's a full purple. This is actually a very short track. One of the shortest, if not the shortest, probably the shortest lap ever. But yeah, there we go. This is, I've got purple in all of them for now. Qualifying program did not go too well, but then I got purple in all of the others. Decided to keep the yellows for now, even for the qualifying session, just replace one which was the most worn out one. But yeah, I wish we're gonna have a good qualifying session. I don't want to start from the back. Well, if we do, I would probably want to, you know, use a new power engine, use a new engine parts. But yeah, so for this race I decided to go with a a downforce setup, because our car is really understeery. Well, it's been improving a lot lately, but yeah, we really need more improvement for the car. So as you can see there, we made an upgrade to MGUK. You guys should know that last episode we actually made an upgrade to MGUK, but it did not save, so unfortunately we're gonna have to wait for the next race. But now let's go to qualifying.
Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon, where qualifying is about to start here in Austria. So sit back and enjoy the afternoon session. And as we wait, poised for the start of what will hopefully be a thrilling qualifying, why don't you tell us, Anthony Davidson, about the things you can do to really get the most out of a car in a session like this?
Well, you're largely limited by the Parc Fermé regulations, of course. Back in the old days, pre-2004, you'd work on both a qualifying setup and a race setup over practice, and then swap them over after qualifying. So the race car was quite different at times to the qualifying car. Nowadays, though, you have to find a compromise that works for both. There are a few things that you can still adjust during the session, such as the differential, the brake bias, and the front wing angle, but that's about it. So it's more about optimizing what you do have and adapting your own style to suit the track conditions.
So for our first lap, we decided to go out pretty quickly. Got a anchor lap in, you know, not the best obviously, but as the session went on, kept getting comfortable, and you're seeing me now in my second run improved massively by about a tenth. And I'm currently in P17, and as we cross the line now, at the end of the session, we're gonna be P17. So not too bad, but still not too good. So we're gonna have some work to do in the race. We beat our teammate at least. He finished in front of Fernando Alonso. Yeah, we had no chance really to go into that session. Leading the rivalry of data, of course. Fernando Alonso has been doing too well. Surprisingly, Toro Rosso's reputation is the highest. Maybe we'll get a contract soon from them, or maybe next season. So let's hope for that. Here are our race goals, and I think it is time to go to the race. Let's hope we're gonna have a good one.
Talk you through the action here today at what is quite an unusual racetrack, wouldn't you say, Ant?
Yeah, it's quite an odd layout around here. The thing about Austria is that it's a harder circuit to master than what really meets the eye. On top of that, it's a low grip surface, and that means that your small mistakes end up being punished, and it's very easy to slide wide into the runoff area and lose a huge chunk of time. Luckily, because it's such a short circuit though, you have plenty of opportunities to perfect the lap.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Raikkonen, Max Verstappen and Ricciardo, Massa, Stroll, Magnussen and Sergio Perez, Sainz, Grosjean, Nico Hulkenberg and Ocon, Palmer, Kvyat, Asalba and Stoffel van Dorn, Wehrlein and Fernando Alonso starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So here we are in Austria. This is the setup I'm going to go for, starting on the Ultra Softs. I thought that was the best setup to go. Couldn't see why I should have started on the Supers, because I would have had an advantage. Like I always do really, I usually just go a lap or two later than the others, or the original one. So now we're on the grid. Let's hope we're gonna have a good start, maybe gain a few positions. Now it's 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. What an incredible start we got, passing like 3 cars that were side by side with Sergio Perez. Now I know it's Ocon actually, but let's go into turn 1 now. Everyone is closely packed, but look at how good of a run we're getting on the other guys. Nico Hulkenberg is in front of us. We're gonna try and dive it down the inside of a couple of cars. Ocon does the same, but we are side by side with him now. He gets a much better run. So does Romain Grosjean. We're gonna try and use the slipstream for a few seconds. We almost hit his rear there. And we're gonna try and dive it down the inside for the next corner. Ocon looks up there. It seems like he has braking issues in the season. But we hold on for P13 for now, so it's pretty dangerous, I would say. Oh my goodness me! I was going to say it is pretty dangerous to exceed track limits, because of the sausage curbs. You can end your race just like that, and that clearly shows how. Wow, we literally were on 2 wheels going into that corner there. So skipping out to lap 2, still in P13. Romain Grosjean is in front of us, and Ocon is trying to pass us lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled. Ocon is definitely using it there to try and dive it down the inside. We leave him the room, leaving too much room there, and he gets us pretty easily down to P14. Wow, what an action-packed first few laps there. Yellow flags now. We have 19 runners, so someone must have retired. That is Jolyon Palmer slowing down. He must. No, that's actually Hulkenberg. Sorry about that. Hulkenberg, and safety car has been deployed. Virtual safety car actually. So if this safety car is out for enough time, we can actually enter the pits and maybe have an advantage on the other guys. So obviously they're not gonna have to go too fast. So do we, but no. Safety car goes out and we lost our chance. Well, really it was way too early for it. But now look at this, we're battling with Jolyon Palmer, who's on super soft. He has good pace, you know, on those supers. We're gonna try and dive it down the inside. Now he brakes late as well. He locks up a bit there. We're gonna dive it down the inside and we get the move there. Look at the train we're forming behind us as we are going to lap 6 now of the race. It seems like we're going to battle with Jolyon Palmer for the rest of the race. I don't think he's gonna get us. But now lap 6, he tries it again, but look at this, 3 wide we're almost in the next corner, and we lose 2 positions. 2 vital positions really. There's the higher the more reputation we get, and we're gonna try and squeeze I think that's Kvyat off. He is on the same compound as we are, so we're gonna try and squeeze him. That should have worked, and it did. But unfortunately, we have lost the position to Jolyon Palmer. Now lap 7, the start of lap 7, it's turn 1. Kvyat dives down the inside. We're gonna try to use the slipstream, but Verline, our teammate, is gonna try and go round or outside. We're gonna battle with Kvyat. We're gonna have to defend from Pascal Verlaine as well, and we get both of them pretty easily. And that's Lewis Hamilton, who seems to be doing horribly badly down in P14. We're gonna still defend, but it's gonna be pretty easy for him as he passes us to go into P13. He must have had damage or pitted very early to make such an early, to be in such a bad position. But now we're gonna have to defend from Pascal. No, it's actually Kvyat, sorry about that, who gets us easily there. I think we made a mistake just from when Hamilton passed us. We lost our concentration, and that's very bad from us. So as the laps continue, we're gonna go closer to our pit stop lap. But look at that, Lewis Hamilton's going so slowly. This could release a visual safety car, and it actually did. And yeah, this lap is going to be, I don't know if this lap or the other, but it's going to be our pit stop lap. So I think we're gonna have to come in this lap and try and gain an advantage from the other guys. We're gonna try and keep the delta good enough so that we don't get a penalty, because this year you can't be in the red when coming in the pits, or when it is disabled. So I'm gonna come in the pits now. I think this is the recommended pit stop with the limiter. Let's hope we're gonna have a good stop. I think there's Palmer who's gonna stop as well. This is Toro Rosso, I think. It's going to come into pits. Let's see how good the stop is. Pretty decent. 2.6 seconds, I think we can see there. And it's green flags as soon as we exit. So let's hope that pays off and we don't lose too much time. I think there's people who still need to make their stops. There are people who started on super softs, for example. And now we're on lap 10. I think people are going to start making their pit stops. Or not for now. Oh yes, there is. There are actually 2 cars I can see from the minimap who are making their stops on this lap. We're gonna go into turn 1 now. There's our teammate, our main rival really. in this team, obviously. We're gonna come out side by side. This reminded me of when we came out with Hulkenberg in Azerbaijan, in Baku. And we're gonna leave him the space. We lose the car a bit there, but we get him pretty easily. We can have DRS as well, because we were behind him in the activation point. Skipping now to left 14. Pascal Verland's gonna try and get us. Gonna squeeze him out. He's gonna have the inside line. I think there's another car there who is trying to find us. Yes, it's Alonso. Alonso actually gets our teammate actually. So, and Squidnam later in the lap actually, Alonso manages to get us too. So he's got a very good pace in his car. As you guys know, the McLaren with a really good chassis this season, and another deadly curb. We lose a position to our teammate now and to Van Dorn. As we see a replay now, look at how the curb lifted us. Unbelievable. I really should be cautious with these curbs. So we're battling now Van Dorn. We chip off a bit of front wing doing so, and he's really being aggressive with us. We're trying to push him off the track just to gain advantage, and so he'll have a bad run into the next turn. And he's still near us. We're still side by side. It's really a battle for 17th place this, and he just has this advantage of the front wing. So it's lap 17 now. We really have no chance in this race. It's going to have to be another poor race for us. It's been a while since we have a bad race. Van Dorn unbelievably passes easily as we go wide there into that next turn. It's the last lap now of the race. It's going to be P18. Sebastian Vettel wins the race, almost lapped us. But yeah, I think our last aim in this race is just to reach Stoffel Van Dorn, maybe just get 17th place. We have made our race goal, which is 18th I think, or 19th, I'm not sure. But to top it off, we get a penalty in the last few seconds of the race. It's going to be a disappointing P18.
Thank you for all your hard work out there. That was a strong drive and a good finish. Well done.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Sebastian Vettel takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after that excellent result. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
I'm going to go for Sebastian Vettel. People have suggested before that he can't race wheel to wheel, but as he showed today, it's nonsense.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.
So Sebastian Vettel is leading the championship. Lewis Hamilton, after a poor race, is down to 3rd place. He didn't even get 1 point, so that's 25 points gained from Sebastian Vettel. Mercedes lead the championship in the constructors, but they have taken a blow as well from Lewis Hamilton's poor race. Well, overall, this was a really bad race for the team and for me. Well, especially for me, because I think Pascal was satisfied, I think, with his result. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Next up is the British Grand Prix, so let's hope we're gonna have a good one. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.